Today, local bowlers square off in the RC's Pro Shop Challenge. Plus,
welcome to our KTVA Sports Special from the South 40 Bowl. I'm Tom Miller along with Rick Smythe. With one of our action today, the RC Challenge. And Rick, we ought to have a dandy today. We've got some new faces, including a junior that's going to try to make his way into the seniors.
That's right, Tom. Jeff Hale is from Soldotna. It's the first year bowling in the adult leagues. And I think I have to go with Jeff today. He's throwing the ball extremely well.
We'll feature Mike Stalker out of Kenai. He'll be going against Tim Anderson, an employee from Park Lanes. Let's pick up our match in the 5th frame.
At this point, Mike Stalker has 83 and a third. Tim Anderson has 48 and a third. So Mike's on that double, so he's essentially 35 pins ahead. A little chink in the armor. Once again, lane 3 went a little long. Maybe lane 3 is a little bit tighter for the players. Ball skids a little bit further.
No, you may wonder, Mike wearing the sunglasses and then takes them off to go back and look at the score. Actually says he wears those because his eyes are light sensitive. And he says technically he's classified as legally blind. Definitely not giving that inkling right now in this early going.
He appears to be able to see his target anyway. Tim Anderson must get up and throw some strikes right now. Right lane, straight up 10. Once again, the ball didn't finish. You notice how I mentioned he was going straight up 10. The ball skidded a little bit too far for him. He needs to move to the right a little bit. Play maybe around 7 or 8 board, so the ball doesn't skid quite so far down the lane. He's going for 5 pins, so he wants to use his strike target. Converted. Good shot. Tim Anderson has 87 in the 5th. Mike Stalker has 131 in the 5th. So there's 44 pins separating the bowlers at this time. Tim needs to get started at this point.
I'm wondering how much that foul back in the 3rd really impacted him. He just seems like he's been, like you said, rushing it.
And left lane hasn't been Tim's favorite as we watch him go a little long again. Does he get it?
Nope, doesn't come back.
I think it's a combination of first time on TV. Lane 3 is a little different than 4. He's rushing a little bit.
Bing, set, go.
That's it. He's a quick bowler. Whoops.
And he let that one go too quick. Another open, and that's going to really open the door for Mike Stalker if he comes up with another big count here.
That's right. Stalker needs, if he gets these two, he will definitely shut out Tim.
He got one of them. So Mike can pretty much put this one away right now.
That's right. With this strike, the match is over. As we watch Tim Anderson sit down on the bench. Tim's gained some great experience today. We'll see more of him in the future. Watch Mike Stalker, left lane, fourth shot.
Whoa.
And he doesn't want it either. So Tim Anderson, in order to have a run, as we watch Mike grab a harder ball, stand further to the left, shoot cross lane. And misses both of them.
Wow.
Well, I don't want to win it. You take it. Here we go. Tim Anderson, if he's going to take it, he needs to throw strikes right now.
There's one.
There's a competitor in him. The best Tim can do if he strikes out is 205. That would force Mike Stalker to get 2 marks. But Tim must have this strike to have any chance. Must strike right here. Tough lane for Tim as it comes back.
Just not breaking.
Okay, so the best Tim can do, Tom, is 175, and Mike Stalker in the 8th already has 177.
So that pretty well wraps it up here in the 1st as Mike Stalker goes to our KTVA Sports Special for today. And let's pick up action out at the motocross, see how things are going out there with Kelly Thompson. Match will feature a former television veteran, Gary Petros. He'll be squaring off against our winner of our first match, Mike Stalker. Let's pick up our match in the 5th frame.
He had that match well in control until he missed that spare. Mike Stalker is now back in the game. Swings it out a little bit more. You see that time, Tom, how the ball did not hit, how it just skidded past the head pin and skidded on the pin deck. That's where you need to go a little bit straighter through the pins. Mike needs to move his feet to the right, go a little straighter down the lane.
Mike was walking back in the crowd back here behind us, trying to compose himself after that split. Oh, and then he left one.
I don't think either one of these players want to win this match. We're in the 5th frame, Tom. Gary Petros has 95. Mike Stalker has 86.
So Petros has made up the handicap.
Petros is staying around the pocket by being straighter down the lane. So watch Mike Stalker swing it out a little bit more. See, it's just not coming back. Leaves a washout this time.
And this is not going to be an easy one to pick up.
Well, that's the thing about bowling. There are no coaches back here, but if Mike did have a coach, he'd walk down and tell him, move your feet to the right, Mike. Go a little straighter instead of trying to swing the ball so much to the right. Go straight up the boards. But you're all alone out there, and you have to make your own adjustments.
Takes out 2.
Okay, Gary Petros is up on the right lane.
But third, well, we had the split in the 4th, but that's 3 opens in a row, technically.
That's right. Watch Gary's game, a little slower paced. Ball has a tendency to roll up a little bit more. And you heard the pin reaction to that time. Let's take another shot from behind Gary this next shot. And let's listen to, watch a few things. First of all, let's watch the ball as it goes straight down the lanes. And listen to it as it hits the pins. Gary, I believe, should be lined up. He's real close. Let's watch it go straight down the 5 board, and as it rolls up, listen to it crack the pins. Straight up 5, it needs to roll up. Listen. There you go.
And he is moving way over now to the right.
I think Gary has him figured out.
Okay, well, that 5th frame was a real killer there because Petros left it open, and Mike Stalker had a chance to come back off his split and then left the open on his side.
That's right. It's a situation no one wants to win. Mike wants to win. You better start now. There you go. There's approximately 30 pins separating the bowlers. Both of them going into the 8th frame. So it's not over, but Mike Stalker must get this one. You see Gary Petros wiping the sweat off his hand. His brow. Mike Stalker needs to go straighter on lane 3.
I think he's moved over a little more on the right side.
Appears to. Further out.
There it comes in. Okay, so he's got the double now.
That's it. We're back in the ball game here. Okay, that signal Mike gave Gary was, I'm still in the ball game. It's not over. We have a couple frames left to go, and that puts some pressure back on Gary. Now we'll see how Gary reacts to the pressure. This is an important shot for Gary. Put it back on Mike. Straight up 5 board. Listen. Gets it. Good match.
So turkey now for Gary Petros.
Gary Petros in the 6th frame has 125. Mike Stalker has 95, and both players have the doubles. So we're going down the 9th and 10th frame. Important shot for Gary.
Oh, he got it figured now. 4 in a row.
Okay, Mike Stalker to have any chance must get up and strike out. The best Mike can do is 215. Gary Petros is going at a 220 clip, but Mike must get up and throw strikes right now. Must situation. Mike Stalker from Kenai.
Oh, it was a light hit, but the pins carried.
Came back, didn't it? He hit the further, excuse me, he went further out towards the right-hand channel. Ball hit some dryer boards and hooked back for him. Mike must strike out to force Gary Petros to get a mark. Mike's in the 10th frame. He needs 3 strikes to put some pressure back on Gary. Whoa.
Ooh, just didn't carry that time.
Once again, he was a little bit further in towards the center of the lane. The ball hit the conditioner and skidded further down. Didn't quite get the reaction that he needed.
So that'll do it in this match as Gary Petros will go on. This week's Rick Smythe Bowling Tip brought to you by Pepsi Cola.
Rick Smythe's bowling tips are brought to you by Pepsi-Cola.
In this portion of the program, we're going to learn how to get a grip on things. When you come into the bowling center, what you want to do is get a ball that fits you properly. And the way you do that is put your thumb in all the way and lay your fingers across the holes. With your fingers across the holes, your second joint in should be about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch past the leading edge of the hole. With your fingers in all the way and then your thumb, your hand should fit snugly in the ball. Another way you can tell if the ball is properly fitted is you should be able to put a pencil between your palm and the ball, and it should fit snugly in the ball. If your hand is too big for the ball, you'll have a large gap in between the palm and the ball, and it's not correctly fitted.
Rick Smythe's bowling tips are brought to you by Pepsi-Cola.
Our third match has two veterans from prior tournament performances. Ron Atkinson going against the winner of our second match, Gary Petros. And back at the South 40 Bowl, Tom Miller along with Rick Smythe. Our third match, Ron Atkinson versus Gary Petros. And this is going to be a good one. Couple of veterans now, so the TV jitter shouldn't be as bad.
That's right, and both of them throw the ball similar as far as trajectory. They both go straight down the first arrow like this. Go straighter, and you can see the reaction where he gets a strike. Gary Petros defeated Mike Stalker in match number 2, 222 to 194. The difference was the opens, Tom, as you alluded to. This match, Gary Petros has a 9-pin handicap advantage. He goes straight up the par 4.
Ooh.
And he gets that break. Once again, Tom, those breaks are caused from having the right equipment, the right trajectory on the ball. So you see Ron Atkinson sitting down.
Now you talk about equipment, you look at some of those racks, they start to look like a buffet lunch out there. Everybody's got 2, sometimes 3.
That's right. Use the harder equipment for the spares, the softer equipment for lane conditions like lane 3. Watch the ball hold. Okay. Went a little high for Gary on the left lane. Looks like he overcompensated for it. Needs to stand on the left side of the approach, which he's doing. 4-step delivery. Watch him move his right foot. There's 1, 2, 3, and step. Watch out.
Ooh. Looked like he twisted his wrist or spun his arm there right at the end of that delivery.
Wasn't very smooth on that one. Had a little problem. Watch Ron Atkinson up on the right lane. 4-step delivery also. Straight up the boards and gets a reaction. I think I heard his thumb hole on that time going down the ball. Wasn't sure if that was the thumb hole or his heartbeat beating. Thump, 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 thump.
No, I mentioned before, Ron goes out there and just kind of clunks that ball out on the lane. It's effective, though.
He does knock down some pins. Straight up first arrow again. Listen to that ball beat. Doesn't quite have a reaction. You can see him shaking his head. He's not happy with it. Maybe we can hear it on this time. 1-2-8. It's a tough spare. And he's stand to the right of his strike target a little bit, as he appears to be doing. See if he's hitting that thumb hole with this roll.
Nope, left her. So now both bowlers have an open.
Once again, Tom, we start out the match, and neither one of the players want to win it. Gary Petros up on the right lane.
Ron made up his 9-pin handicap and then opens. Gary comes back with a strike.
They're essentially tied. Gary having 9 pins handicap, but Ron having had the double. So both players have 50 in the third frame. 50 range as we watch Gary Petros up on the left lane. Important shot right here. He went high last time. Let's see if he makes an adjustment. He did. He went light. Little overreaction. There's lane 3 again. You can see the ball not quite finishing for him. He's getting a little over and under reaction.
Yeah, this isn't going to be an easy one either.
Well, he needs to stand about 2 or 3 boards left of his strike target. Shoot his strike target and hit the 5 pin to the right side of the and slide the 5 into the 7. Could be. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he did.
Good shot, Gary.
Just the way they show you in the textbook,
Yeah,
right?
I wonder if he was listening. You think he was listening? Ron Atkinson up on the right lane. Great shot for Gary. If that helped Ron out or what, it pumped Ron up. Gary comes back with picking up the split. Ron goes up, and let me show you what's happening.
Ron trailing through 3 by 2 pins, but now working on a strike.
That's right. Ron has 55 in the third, and Gary Petros has 57. This would be a very important shot for Ron. Straight up the 5 board again. And he leaves a bunch of them. Left lane is not being kind to the players today. A little tighter. By tighter, we mean a little slicker. There's more conditioner on the lane. The ball is skidding further down.
And again, he's got that tough spare, especially with that gap in between with the 4 knocked out.
That's right. He needs to hit that one on the right side of the 2 pin. So looks like he's doing.
No, left her again.
Okay, Gary now has a chance to jump up, get 2 strikes, put a lot of pressure on Ron. The right lane, Gary seems to have figured out. Watch him go straight up the 5 board.
Very solid.
Okay, remember this is the 3rd time Gary's up on the left lane this game. First time he was high, the last time he was light. He should be close. He should be in the pocket. This would be an important shot for Gary. He's working on a strike. A double would put a lot of pressure on his opponent. Sound like he set it short.
Ooh, did he escape a big bullet that time?
Didn't quite get through the ball. And didn't quite get the rotation on the ball that he needed. As you can see him change to a harder ball. To go a little straighter, going across the lane. Gary will probably use a 3rd or 4th arrow. Shooting cross lane with a 10 pin. Good cover. Okay, Gary has 97 in the 5th. Ron has 83 in the 5th. Ron needs to get up right now and throw 2 strikes.
Well, that 5th was a determining frame in the last match. We'll see what happens here.
I believe what happened on this particular shot, Tom, because Ron has been striking on lane 4, is that he made an adjustment off the last shot from lane 3. Lane 3 is tighter, and the ball went a little long last time he was on 3. So he gets up on 4 and makes the adjustment that he didn't need to make.
Needs his spare, down by 14 now.
Okay. It's up on the left lane, a little tighter, more conditioner on it. Ron needs to move his feet to the right. Or slow the ball down, let the ball have a chance to grab the lane. See him look down and place his feet on the approach. And once again, not finishing for the players.
Ron started out well. He made up the 9-pin handicap, and then all of a sudden 2 open frames. And Gary Petros opens that door a little bit wider, now leading by 14 through 5.
Ron Atkinson cross lane for the 10-pin. Good cover. Gary Petros.
Spares aren't going to do him much good right now, though.
Nope, he needs to get back in the game. So watch Gary Petros, right lane. This is the lane that he has figured out. And now it's not working for him. Gary has 116 in the 6th. Ron Atkinson has 102 in the 6th. 14 pins separating the players as you watch Gary change equipment. Going to the harder ball, a little shinier. Going cross lane. Shooting a 3rd arrow for his 10 pin. And he gets it. Gary's a leasing agent for Jack White Company in town, and he's married to Kim. Kim and Gary have 1 daughter. Her name is Adrienne. She's 18 months old.
Yeah, looking on here.
Nice shot for Gary. It's a good shot.
10 pins just been stubborn for everybody so far.
Ball's not quite getting the drive going into the pins. When the ball hits the pins, it bounces off, and 10 pins, one of the losers leave. As you see it on the screen, Gary once again going the harder ball, sending further left. Good shot. Watch out.
Yeah.
How you do it? Good shot and watch out, huh? Ron Atkinson up right lane.
Needs a strike.
He does. He needs to go out right here.
Ooh, that was a very soft hit.
15 pins separating the players. 120 in the 7th for Ron. 135 in the 7th for Gary. We have 2 more frames to go. Ron obviously needs to get up and make the spare and throw some strikes.
He either needs some strikes or needs an open for Gary to get back in it.
That's right. Since there's no defense in the game.
Just holding even right now.
Not having any defense in the game, it's all offense. Ron needs to get up and throw a strike right now. You can see Kim and Adrian in the background. So watch Ron Atkinson get up. Throw
Got
strike.
it.
Good shot for Ron. That set him up for a 10th frame. The best Ron can do is 200. Gary is up in the 9th frame. He could strike out for 215. So Gary's destiny is in his hands as we watch Mama and wife to the right of the screen in the background. Pulling for Daddy. Daddy needs a strike right here.
And he got it.
Yeah. How you like that, Adrian? You can see Mama and Adrian on the left of the screen. Okay, Daddy needs to strike out at this point to close out the match. Watch Kim in the background with Adrian. Kim's watching. No, she's not. Needs a strike right here, Gary Petros.
He got it.
Okay, Gary just needs to keep this ball on the lane. Get good count. He will shoot 202, 203, 204. The best Ron can do is 200. Mom and Adrian are dancing in the back. Daddy's the victor of this match with a good shot right here.
That looks good. And that's it. So Gary Petros will advance to our championship against the tournament leader, Jeff Hale. And we'll be back with more of the KTVA.
Gary needs this one, and he gets it. Okay, situation in the first frame. Gary Petros has 20. Jeff Hale has 24. Both of the bowlers are on strikes. So Gary has essentially made up some of those pins handicap that Jeff has. Both players, incidentally, are using soft urethane bowling balls. Both of them are playing around 5 board, going straight up like this.
Good hit.
Gary's made some type of adjustment on the left lane. The ball's starting to roll up for him more. Jeff Hale is a product of the junior program. Straight up.
Good, solid one again. Won first place in the youth tournament last year.
That's right, state tournament. Excellent bowling. You can see why he's done it. He's going to take many titles in the future from the grown-ups. He eventually wants to go on the Pro Bowlers Tour.
He's got good power.
Straight up the lane. Look at this. Nice shot for him. Gets the wall shots. Put some pressure back on Gary. This could be an exciting championship match. Gary Petros needs to get up and throw 2 strikes right now. Important shot. Gary Petros. 4-step delivery on a lane that he likes.
He got him.
Yeah, Mama and Adrian in the background clapping. Okay, we're going to get some different viewpoints here. Gary Petros on the left lane, this tough lane. His wife Kim in the background. His daughter Adrian. Needs to throw strike. Needs to hook up. Ooh, ring in 10. Good shot for Gary. Once again, he leaves 2 10 pins. First frame is ring in 10. And he leaves it again.
And it's both on number 3.
That's right. And once again, the left lane, number 3 is a little tighter, a little more conditioner. The ball doesn't quite have a bite on it. When it hits the pins, it deflects. Even if it deflects a minute, it still deflects and leaves that ring in 10. Good cover for Gary. Okay, Jeff Hale now has the hammer. If he gets up and throws 2 strikes, a lot of pressure back on Gary Petros. Wow.
I'll tell you, you can just see the power that he's letting fly just watching his delivery.
Right. This young man has come to play. Excellent player. Put his fingers in first, set his foot.
He really throws all his body into his shot.
He does get good leverage. Watch his leg underneath his body. Right there. Good shot. Whoa. And you see, he carried the 10 pin on that tough lane. He says, tough lane, there's nothing to this. Okay, Gary Petros up in the 6th frame. He just needs to get up and throw strikes. He must get up and throw these 2 doubles to stay up with Jeff. Excuse me, this double right here. Trips the 4 pin. Good shot for Gary.
Needs a second one now.
He needs this one. He's about 24 pins down. At this point, with this strike here, he'd only be 14 pins down. We still have a lot of the match left. On the left lane, and didn't get it. That was the adjustment, Tom, for his 10 pin that it left. The ring in 10. He moved a little right, or maybe slowed the ball down some, and the ball hooked on the back end and leaving a 4 pin. He was a little high on that time. By being high, he was a little heavy on the head pin. Watch out.
Oh, left her. That's pretty much going to leave it wide open for Jeff Hale now, unless he leaves a couple opens, but he is really putting on quite an exhibition here in this championship game.
That's right. Gary can strike out for 237. Jeff is going at a 220 clip. Now he's going at a 230 clip, but it's not over. Jeff Hale, once again, talking about the YABA program. It's a Young American Bowling Alliance. It's a program statewide, and actually it's nationwide for the young bowlers that are still in school. It's their avenue to compete on a sport like this. And you can see Jeff, having bowled a number of years in YABA, he's developed into a fine bowler. Went straight up 5 bowls. Blows the rack. Holy mackerel.
He is really putting on a show.
He has studied the game. Excellent player. Gary Petros up in the right lane. You know, Gary hasn't bowled a bad game. He's crunched the pocket all 7 shots.
And really, he's either just taking it in stride that it's over with, because he isn't showing pressure at all. Just going up there and throwing a nice calm ball.
Yeah, Gary's a pretty cool customer. Steady Freddy. It's hard to tell whether he gets excited or not, but he just keeps plugging along. For Gary to have any chance at all, he must strike.
He does.
Gets it. Okay. Now the other chance he'd have to have is the roof cave in. I'm glad we're sitting next to the door, Tom.
Jeff been bowling for 12 years, just 19 years old.
9th frame. 7 strikes in a row. 8 strikes in a row. Holy smokes. Excellent bowler. That's the nice thing about it, as we talked about him. He's 19 years old. He's been bowling for 12 years. That means he started when you're 7. And the young kids nowadays, they pick up bowling. Especially when they're that young, they get some good habits. And he's developed some excellent habits throughout the years.
I think maybe when he's using 2 hands just to get the ball to stay on the lane, right?
It's working now. Oh man.
This is unbelievable. That one open frame back in the first. Probably wishes he had that one back.
He is putting on a clinic today. Excellent. He's in the 10th frame. If he strikes out, he can shoot 294.
He got another.
Okay, he can shoot 294 with the strike right here as we watch Gary Petros get up in the 10th frame. Leaves a soft 10. There's the difference. We'll watch Jeff Hale throw his last shot. So Jeff came to play, Tom. He opened up with an open in the first frame and then struck out.
What a show by Jeff Hale, our winner of the RC Challenge. 294 for Jeff Hale coming up from Soldotna, and we'll be back with the KTVA Sports Special right after this. Once again, back at the South 40 Bowl, the winner of today's RC's Challenge, Jeff Hale of Soldotna, who recovered from an open frame in the first to score a 294 to win our championship. For Rick Smythe, I'm Tom Miller. Thanks for joining us.